Hello, welcome to Book Afterthoughts. I'm Brittany, and today I'm going to be doing my May wrap-ups and my June TBRs. So we're going to start with May wrap-ups. Just going to adjust this, maybe? Alright, so the first book that I read in May was A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I bought this book a while ago. It was just sitting on my shelf. Maybe one day I'll read it. And then I heard the hype, and then the third book was coming out, and I was like, alright, I'm going to give this a chance. So, and I thought, because I heard it was a loose retelling of Beauty and the Beast, I was like, oh yeah, it's going to be great. I'm going to love it. No, I didn't really love it. I mean, I liked it like near the end, when things were good and getting interesting. But I found it very boring, very hard to read, slow going. So, you don't know what it's about. It's about Freya, who has to provide for her family. They're super poor, so she hunts. And she ends up killing a wolf in the woods, which ends up being a fae? I think that's what they're called. Fairyland, fairy wolf, and so Tamlin, big bad wolf, comes and says, you have to stay with me, and for the price of killing my friend. So she does, and they fall in love, and then she goes and rescues him, because there's a big curse, and she has to be the one to break it. I think I gave it 3 stars. I really wasn't into it. I didn't love it. Up until the end, like I said. I don't know if I'd ever read it again, but I do recommend reading them. They are good. So the second book I read for May was, you guessed it, A Court of Mist and Fury. I loved this book so much. Like, I devoured it, and all these new characters and the characters' stories and finding out Reese isn't actually a bad guy. I loved it. The beginning made me mad, as I'm sure it made other people mad. Tamlin made me mad. I'm not a fan of him. But this book, oh my god, so much. 5 stars. I can't get enough of it. So. And if you haven't already guessed, Book 3, A Court of Wings and Ruin. I'm indifferent about this book. I loved it, but I didn't love it. I don't know. I did enjoy it. I didn't want to put it down, but then after reading it, I was just like, I don't know how I feel. I think I did 4 stars? I'm not too sure. The ending. I did not like the ending. It felt very rushed. But otherwise, I loved it. I loved the beginning. Freya went all badass from the spring court. Yeah. Ending not good, but the rest of it good. Still recommend it. Next, I read Everland by Wendy Spinell. This book is a Peter Pan retelling about a virus that kills off the world, kills off people in London. Adults, girls, babies, boys get sick. Gwen, without giving it too much, she's immune, or they think she's immune. So everyone's on the hunt for Gwen. Gwen runs into Pete, and Gwen's trying to save her family. But then Hook's after her, and Hook wants her, and Bella's dying. Everyone's dying. It's just, I like this book. I couldn't get enough of it. Like, end of the world plague. Kids have to fend for themselves. You have Peter Pan and steampunk, if you like that. I recommend this one. It's really good. The last book that I read for May was Umberland, the sequel to Everland. I didn't like this book as much. You still have the plague, but it's worse in this one. You've got new characters, so you've got Alice in Wonderland characters. Problems I had. 2-month gap. I thought it was going to pick up right after Everland. No. 2 months span. New characters, didn't really care for them. They weren't really couldn't invest in them. Felt very rushed. But there's a plot twist at the end, and I'm thinking maybe a third book. But I do recommend them. They are good. They're retellings if you like that stuff. And the covers, they're pretty. So I would recommend them. I just loved Everland more than Umberland. So those are the books that I read for May. 5 books. I'm pretty proud of myself. I don't always have time to read with work and stuff. So, all right, on to my June TBRs. This one's gonna be fun. So this is a Darth Vader mug that my mom got for me. I don't know if you can tell. It's Darth Vader. I don't drink out of it. It's not a very good mug, but it's cool. I have TBRs in here, so I write them all down, and then I pick from them. So what I did was, I picked from Vader 4 books, and those were the books that I planned to read for June, and they are as followed. First book, which I actually already finished in 2 days of June, is 13 Reasons Why by J. Asher. I have the Netflix edition. The girl, she commits suicide, and she leaves tapes behind to say why, and who kind of played a role in why she did it. I ended up watching the Netflix series first. I didn't know that it was a book, so when I read the book, I don't know, I was more on the Netflix. Not a book that I could read again. It's a good book, but it's just not something I can read again. Yeah. Next book that I picked out is The Witch's Kiss by Catherine and Elizabeth Core. I don't know if you can see it. I've already started reading it. I'm like 2 chapters in. I don't really know what it's about. This teenager finds out she's a witch, but she doesn't want to be a witch. And then she meets this boy, and he happens to be very bad. But it's witches. I love witches. Can't go wrong with witches. Next book that I picked is Hunted by Megan Spooner. I heard it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Love Beauty and the Beast. I was like, okay, gotta get it. Other than that, I'm not really too sure what it's about, and I like not knowing what books are about. It keeps me invested. So I'm hoping this one's good. I've heard a lot of good things about it, so yeah, I'm excited to read this one. And the next book that I picked is The Valiant by Leslie Livingston. This was a cover buy. I saw it was about female gladiators. I'm all about badass female protagonists. So I was like, cool. I've already started it. About 80 chapters in. 90. It's slow going, but I'm hoping it'll be good. I've heard a lot of good things about this one too. So those are the books that I picked for my TBR list. I'm hoping to read them all. We'll see how it goes. But I actually have one more. My friend from work. She gave me her book, one of her favorite books. It's called Sarah's Key by Tatiana de Rosnay. She liked it, so I'm going to give it a go. It's set in the 40s. So, we'll see how that is. Alright. So that's my May wrap-up and June TBRs. I hope to get everything read for June. And I'm not really sure how wrap-ups go, so I'm sure my June wrap-up will be better. I'll have more spoiler-free reviews. Anyways, I will leave my Instagram and Goodreads link down below. And if you want to see any more videos, just let me know, and I will make that happen. Anyways, Thank you for watching. Goodbye.